nothing. Nothing special on there.
Oh, you won't.
You might. If y'all want to get started, so we get out of time, it's important that you get
Thank
started.
you. You're welcome.
I'm gonna leave that door open. Let's go ahead and get started. For those of you who I have not met, my name is Neelan Hibbett. It's my lovely wife in the back, Missy, and I want to give everyone a very warm welcome for being here. We have guests here, but we have a very special guest with us from Nashville who is not in the room right now.
He went to the little boy's
He
room.
went to the little boy's room. We'll talk about him real quick while he's gone. His name is Jim Warren. And Jim and myself, along with Missy, got to be good friends with Jim. If you didn't know better, you would never know that he had a 12-year career in the NFL as one of the top punters that's ever played the game. We had a chance to meet Jim when we were in Dallas, and we got to be good friends with him. And he's in town with us for a certain reason I'll tell you in a few moments. But what I like to do is tell you a little bit about my background. I grew up here in the Shoals, graduated from the University of Alabama in 1989, and then moved to Birmingham. And over that 10-year time span, the last 10 years, I spent most of that in the healthcare field. Well, the last part of 1997, October of 97, I went to see my primary care physician, a gentleman named David Wilhelm. When I walked into his office, when I saw him, he looked as good as I'd seen him in 20 years. He was 33 pounds lighter and had more energy than I'd seen him have in a long time, but he just felt good. And I asked him, how have you gotten these results? Well, his answer he gave me was something called the BioLean system. And I was very interested. But what I was more interested in was an opportunity that he let me know that was wrapped around this BioLean system. I came to a meeting just like this one in Birmingham, and I recognized something immediately. I recognized the first chance that I'd ever experienced in being able to own my own business. I'd always wanted to own my own business. But the industries that I wanted to own my own business in were simply too capital intensive for me to do that. So when I came to a meeting like this one, I had one main concern. And the concern was that this opportunity had a multi-level marketing component attached to it. Now, I don't know what your thoughts are, but I can certainly tell you what my thoughts and what Missy's thoughts were. If you do multi-level, you bug your friends, you go to all your neighbors, people dread to see you coming, you dump debt on people after it's been dumped on you, and if you have any of those same thoughts that Miss and I had, if you can just take those for the next hour and 45 minutes and put them to the side, and listen to what we say and share with you, that's what we do. Because that's not what we do. This is the best group of people that have ever been around in my life. What I was telling you about Jim, the reason Jim is in town is Jim went and spent a good part of his afternoon working with the punters at Bradshaw High School. Not because he didn't get paid for it. He didn't have to. He did it because it's just the type of people that are involved in this company. 95% of everyone that's ever been involved in our company has never done multi-level marketing before. It's captivating an audience that historically has never been involved. So, what we're going to do, what we're not going to do is important too. We're not going to sell anything to you tonight. We're not going to try to convince anyone of anything tonight. What we're going to do is do our best to present to you what we see. But there's a problem. And the problem is us. The people presenting. See, we get in the way many times of sharing what we see with people that come to look at our opportunity. And all we can do is apologize for that. We're going to do the best we can. We're not professional speakers, obviously. We're going to do the best we can. The number one reason why people get involved with Wellness International Network and Wellness Professional Group is because of the product. And Sheila McNutt in a few moments is going to come up and share not only the products, but the benefits of the products. The reason why people stay involved is what Ronnie McNutt is going to come up and share, or better half. He's going to share with us the work. What's the work? What do we do? After that, Ed Moore is going to come up and share with us how we get paid for the work. Typically, at that portion of the business presentation, you'll either see yourself a part of what we do or not a part. And if you see yourself not a part, it's okay. Thanks for coming out. But if you see yourself a part of what we do, what we want to do is I'm going to get back up and go through 5, 6, or 7 easy steps on how to get involved. So without further ado, what I'd like to do is bring up Sheila McNutt.
It always makes me wear this.
How do I have to get in?
I'm ready.
Ooh, that's fun. I like that. Okay.
It's fun for me.
Anyway.
I'd ask you to look at these and see which of these would you not be interested in having? Fat loss, energy, weight loss, mental stamina, alertness, and lean muscle. It didn't take Ronnie and I long to figure out that if we had a company that offered these things, then we would have a good chance at a good opportunity. Health Conscious America. I think we're moving in the realm now where we're not just going to the doctor and asking to be treated or cured, but we're really moving more into prevention. And that's what this company is all about, is preventive health. Nutritional beverages for people on the go. You're having 2 of our beverages tonight, the Winergy and Food for Thought. Winergy was actually developed for royalty to help with jet lag. A lot of athletes drink that before performances. A lot of us just drink it in our everyday lives just for pick-me-up. It's a good substitute for a cola drink or something that's not very good for you. Not yet. The Food for Thought has a nutrient called choline in it and B vitamins, and those 2 things increase oxygen to the brain. I had a really interesting article that I read this week. It was on Einstein's brain, and it said that there were actual difference structurally in his brain than a normal brain. Certain parts of it were larger and all, but the thing that this article was talking about was there was more of a chemical in his brain called acetylcholine. And you have to have acetylcholine for concentration and memory. And you get acetylcholine from choline. So maybe you'll leave here a little bit smarter, at least for a few minutes. But we do have to have the choline for that, and as we age, our bodies are depleted in it. We don't have as much of it. We need the B vitamins to help the acetylcholine become efficient and to work. Weight management for trimming and toning. You know, we're really not a weight company. We have 35 different products and other services. But weight is a very large health problem in our society. Never have we eaten a lower fat diet, never have we exercised more, and never have we been fatter. So something is not working. It's not really simple. And when you think of how that our weight leads to heart disease, to diabetes, strokes, and just everyday problems of fatigue, it really decreases not only the quality but the quantity of our lives. So we're not just in the weight loss business. It's much more important than that. So given that it's important, then look at the different theories on how to get healthier. Some people think it's just the amount of calories that we eat, just lower the calories. There's another group that says, forget the calories, it's the fat, just lower the fat content of your diet. And then there's another theory that says it's the carbohydrates that's shooting the insulin levels up high, and that causes the weight gain. But with our company, it doesn't matter what the cause of the problem is, because nobody agrees on it. But what we have are some products that satisfy the appetite, maximize fat loss, cut sugar cravings, and reduce fat storage. So it works. Weight management for training and competing, for weekend warriors to Olympic champions. They're not kidding about this. A lot of people who aren't athletes certainly like our products because what do they want? Energy, endurance, strength, and performance, yes. So do pro athletes. That's why people like John Elway, Jerry Rice, Glenn Rice, Tiger Woods, the Atlanta Braves pitching staff, the San Francisco Giants, the Auburn swim team, a lot of different companies and organizations and individuals use our products, and we don't pay any of them to endorse our products. Specialized nutrition. This is really talking about a line that's called our Stefan line, which is named after Dr. Peter Stefan, who's head of the Stefan Clinic in England. His products are state-of-the-art, and they're really dealing with, well, think about this. We're living longer, but we don't want to just live longer. We don't want to live longer and lose our memory and be plagued with degenerative diseases like strokes, heart attacks, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. We want to make the most out of the time that we have. And that's what his products do. They do it with herbs, amino acids, vitamins. But the big thing that's different in the Stefan products than anything else is this RNA and ATP. That's really what makes this product, or these products, very sophisticated. I'm not going to tell you that I'm an expert on them. I'm not. But the RNA deals with the protein in the cells, and the ATP deals with the energy in the cells. So some people call it cellular nutrition. You may start hearing that term more and more. But these products are targeted toward different systems. For instance, flexibility is for the musculoskeletal system. It's probably our most popular product in the Stefan line. I've had really good success with a product called Feminine. Women have used that. I've seen it do wonderful. This is the message I've gotten from people who work in my office when they take the messages. So-and-so says that Feminine is wonderful. And they've used that for PMS. I've also used it for women who are having irregular periods, and it has regulated them. So I've even been amazed at what it's done. There are many in this line, though. But these products help with optimum health and well-being, a renewed sense of vitality, and a more youthful appearance. Who wouldn't want that? Specialized nutrition for your day and nighttime needs to restore and replenish. That's Sleep Tight. It's a natural product which helps with sleep. It doesn't, it's not like a sleeping pill that puts you to sleep, but what it does is once you are asleep, it moves you through the sleep stages at the proper time. So you wake up feeling more rested and ready to go. That's one of Ronnie's favorite products. Embracing prevention through nutrition, and I think this is the wonderful thing about our company, is the prevention. And our very best product is called Phytovite. It's not our most exciting product because what it's doing is preventing things, and it takes a while before you see that you've prevented anything. But it is just state of the art as a nutritional supplement. It not only has your vitamins in, which help protect the heart and also boost the immune system and help fight against cancer, but we now know that nutrition has gone way beyond that. We're looking at chemicals in foods that are not nutrients. Your polyphenols, your bioflavonoids, many things like that are really good substances which actually help protect against cancer, increase oxygen to the brain, and both up and down, and prevent platelet aggregation, many things like that. Phytovita is also absorbed, which is really important. If you're taking a supplement and you think it's doing something, but you're only absorbing 5% of it, compared to Phytovite, which is 95%. So I have to stop myself because I could do a whole hour on Phytovite. The health and beauty products for looking and feeling better. They cleanse, they balance, they moisturize and protect. This is one of the things that I've started really enjoying with our products. Now, do we have the very best skincare products in the world? You know, I'm not an expert and I'm not used to every one. I can't tell you that. But I can tell you that this is the only system that I've used that I've ever noticed a difference in my skin in, besides just the smell of the product. And I can tell you that I know how to buy it at a discount or get it free, or to make a profit just by recommending it to other people, and I can help them do the same thing too. So why would I not use this system? And I guess the bottom line is I figured out that if these products were good enough for the Ford Modeling Agency models, then they were good enough for me. The physician's desk reference for non-prescription drugs. Every one of our health products are listed in the PDR for non-prescription drugs. This really sets our company and our products away from other companies and products. This is also what gives nearly 6,000 physicians who are in our company the degree of comfort that they are interested in looking at our products in our company. What is our target market? Well, look at the numbers that are being used today. This is $45 billion in weight management, $40 billion just in nutritional supplements, and this is really rising fast right here. Look at your advertisements on television. $3.5 billion in skin care and $2.7 billion in hair care. So people are already using these products. We're not trying to talk anybody into using something that they're not already using. They are. We're just trying to tap into that market. Who is our target market? People of most ages use some of our products, maybe not all of them. Every age group that I can think of except infants. So some children use our products. As a matter of fact, our products, Food for Thought and Tranquility, which is a Stefan product, are endorsed by the Parents Against Ritalin Association. I didn't know there was such one, but you know what, there is. So even children. But our target market is actually baby boomers, people who are maybe 35 to 52 years old, somewhere along that range. And why is that? It's because that age group is reaching for two things, health and wealth. And we can offer both. You want to leave the lights down? Or?
I'll turn them up. You can introduce your husband.
I will. In just a minute, Jim's going to come up and talk. But
That's right.
But after Jim does, my husband Ronnie is going to follow him. Ronnie's probably become one of the most adept people at this business. He's been on a real fast pace with it, and I'm real proud of him for that. So I'm going to introduce Jim first, and then Ronnie will follow, then we'll just have a short break. But now, yes. Oh, that's fine. Neela Rhonda already told you some of the things that I want to tell you about Jim, but I'll just reiterate some of that. He was an All-American player for Vanderbilt. He's from Georgia. He's played on 3 NFL teams. Today, he still holds the record for some of the NFL statistics. He's married and has 1 son and lives in Nashville. He's a wind distributor, very involved in his community, and like Nealon said today, he was involved in our community as well, so we really appreciate him coming. And I'm going to let him step up and tell you a little bit about his experience with the products.
I hope this is all right, in the right place and all that good stuff. Sheila told you that about my background, and I got to tell you that I'm not or have I ever been, a drug person. But I can tell you this much: when I played football, if you've seen the supplement in GNC or you've seen it somewhere else, I can bet good money that I probably had it in my system. What attracted me to these products was the results that I got. And I want to go back a little bit and share with you this, is that I was in camp, last year I was in Detroit, and I came into camp that year in tremendous shape, ready to go, really felt great, but as I was doing that, I had targets for myself. I wanted to be in good shape cardiovascularly, being able to run X amount or do whatever within a certain time. I had charted myself out. Well, one of those goals I had been a target weight. I said, if I'm in good shape, then I should be at this weight. Well, I'd gotten within about 7 or 8 pounds of that weight, and I could not get lower. I was running, biking, hitting the steam room, not eating, anything you could think of to try and get it off, and it wasn't happening. On top of that, I was doing this during camp at a time when it can affect my performance and my livelihood. And I came to my room one night, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and I said, you know, I don't know what to do. I can't do anything to get this weight down. And he literally tossed a pack of Bioline on my bed. He said, take this. I said, what is that? He said, it'll do what you want it to do. So I took the Bioline. What I noticed immediately with my Bioline was that I had a good bit of energy, which was great for me. It just kind of woke me up, because when I was in camp, you can get where you're tired from practice and all you want to do is nap in your off time. Anyway, in taking the Bioline for that week, I found by the end of the week, I had not changed what I was doing, with the exception I wasn't going to the steam room after every practice. I wasn't riding the bike. I was still going to our meals 3 times a day, but I had exceeded where I wanted to go with my weight. Well, I turned around to him and I said, wait a minute, I need some more of this stuff. So I ended up getting more of it, and that's how I got started on the Bioline. I will tell you this, that my results from the Bioline without changing diet, as she was saying before, whether it's high protein, high carbohydrates, or low fat, is all these products in a 2-month time period, I lost 30 pounds and 2.5 inches in my waist, which after football was extremely important to me, because you're not at the level of physical activity you were before. I was a stockbroker for 2 years. And I found that sitting behind a desk and having donuts delivered to work every morning and having sausage and biscuits out here, that my midsection was getting a lot bigger. And without a regular physical program, I was able to lose that and trim it down. I was surprised beyond belief. Not only did it get my attention when I was playing, what it got further was that 2-month time period when that just really, it felt like somebody put a corset around your waist and just yanked the strings. And that's when I said, well, I need to have more of this, and I need to know more about it. And from there, and in looking into Wellness International Network, is how I found something that was much more compelling than what I was doing. I've not only found that, but with the products, as Sheila alluded to, With the flexibility, I found my joints now are much better than what they used to be. I've had surgery on this left knee. I used to have arthritis problems in my joints. Literally could not sit down and be comfortable for a while. I don't have that anymore. The Phytovite's been wonderful. But I could go on, again, I could go on and on. Those are just some of my results. And I can tell you this, from what I've taken, what I've been around in the past, you will not find, whether you get involved in this business or not, you will not find a better line of products that you can take. And I'm thankful that somebody put it in front of me, because if they didn't put it in front of me, I might not have discovered what I've discovered. But the products work. They work only one way. You have to take them. So, with that, I think Ronnie's following me. I don't be up here all day. I'm like you, I could go on for hours about this stuff, so. I'm walking off the mic.
Uh-oh.
And recording real good. See if I can do this again.
About 6 inches from your mouth.
6 inches.
Perfect.
Just right, okay. Go ahead and get my stuff ready here, make sure I've got I do mine on overheads. And it's just, being an engineer, graduated in '76, I've pretty well gotten into the details of, I'm a detail person. I'm not very general, I just deal in details. So I've really looked at the program real hard. I've been with the TBA here about 23 years. And I don't know how much y'all know about it, but in about 1988, deregulations out on the utility industry. And what they're doing, they're cutting back, trying to prepare for it. And in that, we've been caught up with the reductions. And I've been a part of that. In 1976, 96, I come home one day after a pretty rough day and decided I need to figure out when I could retire. And I went to figure out it was 2003. I'll have my 80 points and I can retire. And so I decided I'd continue on what I was doing. Part of that, I wound up in about a year and a half ago. I had a problem, a leg problem, a bad leg problem. And I wound up at work one day. I had some chest pains, and they carted me off the hospital. Turned out not to be a problem, but I did have to go on back. And so I tried a few things. So what I'm going to try to do here is show why people might get involved and show how it might relate to you, and go from there. Why do people get involved? Let's see if I can. How am I going to do this?
I didn't know, Joe, we made him do the card.
Let's bring the card this way, and back this side. Okay. Why do people get involved? And you heard, you've probably heard several reasons already tonight why that might be. One, Leland talked about owning his own business. Myself, early retirement wasn't something I was looking at, but it came apart, and I did look at it. Residual income. You need to remember that fact. Residual income. If you take someone like a George Lucas and he makes a movie called Jaws in 1976, do you think that he gets paid nowadays when that movie is played? Yes, he does. That's residual income. That's something that if you can get into something like that, your residual income, you want to do that. Immediate income. That's something that a lot of people need. Immediate income. It's not something that I felt I needed, but anybody can use a little more. Performance bonuses. Something that gives you reward for something you do good. That's the reason why people might want to get into this opportunity. And advancement. There's means to advance in this country. How do you do the business? Well, really it's simple. There's 5 steps. And believe it or not, this is the whole you do business. First, you need to use all the products. And if you use all the products and you use them like Jim indicated, well, you've got to use them. You will get benefits. If you share the benefits and the results, people are going to be interested in Jim. If you've got good results, and that you will, you need to sample the products someone might want. And then take some home. After they get good results, you can share with the opportunity on how they can retail the product and also wholesale the product. And after that, you can give them show them how you can share the financial opportunity wrapped around the products. So that's the business model. That's what you do over and over. That's the whole business. Just to give you an example of how it might work. There's an individual down in Birmingham, Mike Brewer, that he's a doctor, and he had come across a product, and he wound up using it. He had good results, and so he sampled it to someone else, and he shared with them how they could retail and wholesale it. And he found an individual he thought he might want to have in business with him in the company, and he offered the opportunity on how this David Wilhelm might run. And he chose. When he did so, the products that he had, he was able to move half of all the products that he had purchased to David Wilhelm. He did not have to go out and stockpile a lot of product. He was able to move that down his line, which is a very important thing with him that a lot of the other companies do not have. It means that you do not stock any product. But David Wilhelm, he wound up using some of the product. He liked it. He started sampling it. And then he retailed it and wound up wholesaling some of it to those who felt like he needed to. And then, as Mr. Hiddett was telling a little bit earlier, he had walked into his office for, I think, for a yearly exam or something, and noticed this big difference in it, asked him, what's going on? How are you losing this weight? And to hear Neil tell at times, David Wilhelm really wasn't just overly interested in, well, I'll tell you, we need to check it out and everything. And before, I guess, that examination was over with, Neil was just begging, tell me, what are you doing? And so he wound up sampling. And I think, maybe stealing some of Neil's thing, I think he gave him however much it was, and he said, take some home to your wife. And he said, never heard of that. Never saw it. Neil took it, and I don't know how he really did well enough, but he felt like this was an opportunity that he needed, that he was looking for. And he did use a product, like I said, he sampled, retailed, and so forth. So you get the idea how the system works. And you can come right on down to Dr. Moore. Leland Bob shared the opportunity with Dennis Holman. Dennis Holman shared the opportunity with Dr. Moore back here. Dr. Moore shared the opportunity with my wife, and, which was fine and everything, but and I was very pleased that he had done it after a while. And then I saw the major opportunity, which is what really captured my interest. And you can see how that would come down to yourself, how you could pass that on down. That's how the system works, the 5 steps. And you do that over and over. Now, I'm going to have to do something here. I'm going to share with you how to build economy of consumers. Is this working all right? You going to be able to see this? I'm going to have to do some cheating because I've got some figures and I can do the calculating. I don't do that real well up in front of people. I do it real well right behind the computer. So, I'm going to do some cheating. Suppose, and I think many of you that's in here have already done this before, you bought $100 worth of a product. You say, what happens? What happens when you buy $100 worth of product? And $100. Well, of course, $100 goes to Wellness International, and in turn, they provide the products. What I like about the company is that they will ship it directly to your door with FedEx Express, and via my computer, I'm able to track where it is at all times. I know when someone receives it or when I receive it and they expect it. It's really up to date in your services. They provide all the legal and services that you need to start a business. And as far as the products, the manufacturing, research, and development, that's all handled for you. All you need to do is deal with the people. Well, what happens when $100 is purchased from someone? Actually, $62 out of that $100 goes back to the distributors. It goes back in terms of anywhere from 4% to 8% goes back to 6 levels of distributors above whoever bought it. That is called residual. And that is very, say that again. 18%, I'm sorry. I'm not looking. 18%. All right, let's just look at.
You knew it, you just want to see if we knew it.
Correct. That's fine, that's good. And you see how that would work as well going on down, let's say someone down here, and you've got someone, they buy $100 worth of the product. It comes up and 4 to 18% will go to the one above it, will capture unit 5, 6, they will get residual. That's how the business is paid as far as the residual part. Well, that to me, when I first looked at that, I understand it, but I didn't really understand the magnitude of it. It's really not, being an engineer and being a detailed person, my career, the last, especially the last 12 years, I managed about $20 million of capital projects every year. And I get real good at counting money and trying to use all of it. And I'm very good at figures. And so, after looking into it myself, probably a lot of y'all heard about geometric progression. What is geometric progression? Well, let's just take an example. So you're in Kennedy, you've gotten taken the opportunity, and you're in with Wynn, and you've been able to get 5 people to share the opportunity with, and they are interested. Geometric progression would be when they would get 5 people. Say they get 5 people, that would be 25 people. You add that would be 30. And say those 30 people, or those 25 people got 5 people, that'd be 125, and so forth. You're going down 625.
Your shoulder's blocking the screen.
I'll do one more. 625. That's the figure. All right, that's a lot of people. Let's say they just bought $100 worth of product. What does that mean to you? So, say about $100, 15,000. What does that mean? That turns out actually at 4%, which is the minimum, that would amount to about $51,000 per month, or $609,000 a year. That's a pretty mind-boggling figure, to be honest with you. It's hard to believe, and that is a lot of people. And what I thought, that's the way it was presented to me at first, and so I thought I'd look at it with, let's be a little more realistic. Let's say the same type thing. Let's just say you've got 2 people. What does that work out to be? 2 people turns out to be 4, which is equal to 6, which is 8, which is equal to 14, and so forth on down. Actually, you get a total of 126 people. Let's say, all right, 100. Right now, we're currently easy to 2,000 using the body, sample it out, and to qualify, $3,000. Dr. Moore did it this way: $3,000 a month. Say how much if you just had that level, purchasing, using, retailing, wholesaling the product, what does that amount to? 4%, that's equal to about $10,000, $10,000 per month, which totals about $120,000 a year. It's not too bad. I can retire on that. And that's not very many, that's not a lot of people. With that, I've really gotten into what the opportunity is here monetarily for me. And what we need to do is take a break right now and kind of get a relief from these figures. Maybe in about 10 minutes, I'll get back up and introduce Dr. Moore, and he'll go into exactly what the little more details of the compensation plan. So with that, in about 10 minutes, let's make it straight up and down 8 o'clock, and we'll meet right, start again, okay?